And now, the news from our London studios. MTA International brings you the world news.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to MTA News. Earlier in the week, we presented a full report on the 2019 National Peace Symposium held in the Bethel Mosque in London. On This Week with Huzoor, MTA International will humbly present behind-the-scenes footage of Huzoor's activities either side of the event.
In the build-up to the UK National Peace Symposium 2019, Huzoor conducted meetings at the Bethel Mosque in London. These included a sitting with the founder of Teachers Without Borders and winner of this year's Ahmadiyya Muslim Peace Prize, Fred Mednick, as well as His Excellency Julius Peter Moto, the High Commissioner of Uganda to the UK. Prior to the meetings, a press conference with national and international media took place, with several journalists repeatedly asking about Shamima Begum, a British teenager who travelled to Syria to join a terrorist group in 2015 and who now wishes to return to the UK.
As you've probably seen, the news is a lot about the lady Shamima Begum out in Syria and the poor death of her child. And I wondered what you felt about the death of her child and how the UK government has handled the situation.
When this issue started, at that time, our stance was that she should be allowed to come to the country for the sake of the child. She should be tried in the court. Unfortunately, it is said the child has expired now. So now it is up to the government. Islam never says that you should commit such brutalities, which are being done by Daesh or any extremist group.
Does His Holiness believe the British government is to blame for the death of Shamima Begum's baby?
I don't want to blame anybody. What was her fate, it has happened. So now, leave the matter to God. Being a religious person, I don't want to involve myself in such type of politics. And
does His Holiness think that...
Since you have cancelled her citizenship, his passport has been cancelled, she has been denied the right of being citizen of the country, then now other Muslim countries should take her and then deal with her. Or even it is said that her husband was saying that he wants to go to Netherlands. He's a Dutch. So if he goes there and he takes her along with him, then it's okay.
Do you think that we will ever be able to achieve world peace?
World peace? Under present circumstances, I don't think. We all talk about world peace, but we are not ready to sacrifice ourselves for creating peace in the world. And you cannot achieve this target without sacrificing your own vested interests.
Finally, a journalist from a Catholic newspaper in Spain asked Huzoor about his views on the present Pope.
No, and I have never met Pope Francis, but I wish to meet him whenever there is any chance of meeting him. The present Pope is quite open-minded person, and as he has been to some of the Muslim countries, Middle Eastern countries. So I think this is how we all should live together and work together amicably. All the religions teach peace and love and harmony. And that is what we should appreciate, whatever he has done.
Within minutes of the press conference concluding, Huzoor's comments had been picked up by the national media in the UK and with the top story on the Sky News website. Over the next 24 hours, the Peace Symposium itself or related activities were covered by more than a dozen outlets in the UK alone. Following the press conference, Huzoor delivered an inspirational address to an audience of more than 1,000. The 700 dignitaries and guests from 30 countries included ministers, ambassadors of state and members of parliament. The address was streamed live online and has since been broadcast on MTA. Both the full broadcast of the event and the subsequent MTA News report are available on MTA's official social media channels. In the days following the Peace Symposium, delegations of guests from 17 countries visited Huzoor at the Fazl Mosque complex. The first mulakat on Sunday morning was with Tom Gallagher, a US-based CEO and president of the Religious News Foundation. Huzoor explained to him the perfect character of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Well, His Holiness is very impressive. We had a wonderful conversation, a private conversation. He clearly has a great memory. He remembered meeting me last year in Baltimore. But our conversation this morning was wide-ranging. We covered a lot of topics. He gave some very insightful advice, and I was glad to have a few minutes of his time.
Meetings were held on the same morning with groups from Spain, Italy, Portugal, Belgium and France, Switzerland and Holland, Sweden and Norway, and Iceland and Greece.
I saw yesterday this harmonization with other people, every country, every religion. This is very, very positive. This is very good.
Yeah, actually I have a wish also that if he visits the Netherlands, that he will meet our Prime Minister. That would be very beautiful.
Sunday's final official meeting came before Asr with John Gormley, a radio host who formerly served as a Canadian MP. Mr. Gormley once interviewed Huzoor in Canada and had attended the Peace Symposium this year for the first time.
And I thought the speech was interesting, and I say this with respect. I thought it was a bit more direct than I'd heard him before. I think in the past, his message has been consistent, but the message perhaps in the past was less urgent. I got the sense at this symposium that his message wasn't alarmist, but it had an urgency to it.
Mr. Gormley also asked Huzoor about his future plans relating to Canada.
I was impressed that His Holiness asked about Canada and what's happening in terms of the economy and sort of the update of what's new and what's changing. And we pointed out that in our province, we've had 4 new mosques, 2 in our province and 2 in other provinces. So I said I was going to make a self-interested pitch and invite him back to Canada soon. He said he would see. And he obviously has a number of commitments, but I gave a bit of a push.
The delegations continued on Monday. Groups attended from Bosnia and Croatia, Macedonia, Kosovo, and the final mulakat was with a guest from Lithuania.
I wish you and all the luck, because I especially love that you are sort of fighting inequality. You are making everything possible so that there should be no inequality in the world, so that everyone feels himself equal and happy.
Those are just selected highlights from Huzoor's activities earlier this week. Now we end with the summary of the Friday sermon.
Huzoor continued his recent series of sermons on the companions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Among the incidents narrated was several relating to the life of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, including the emotional reception he received on migrating to Medina. Outlining this moment in history, Huzoor quoted directly from the writings of Hazrat Muslih Maud raziyallahu anhu.
आप लिखते हैं कि जब आप मदीने में दाखिल हुए, हर शख्स की ख्वाहिश थी कि आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम उसके घर ठहरें। जिस गली में से आपकी ऊँटनी गुजरती थी, उस गली के मुख्तलिफ ख़ानदान अपने घरों के आगे खड़े होकर रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का इस्तकबाल करते थे और कहते थे, या रसूलुल्लाह, ये हमारा घर है और ये हमारा माल है और ये हमारी जानें हैं जो आपकी खिदमत के लिए हाज़िर हैं। या रसूलुल्लाह, और हम आपकी हिफाजत करने के काबिल हैं, आप हमारे ही पास ठहरें। बाज़ लोग जोश में आगे बढ़ते और आपकी ऊँटनी की बाग पकड़ लेते ताकि आपको अपने घर में उतारवा लें, मगर आप हर एक शख्स को यही जवाब देते थे कि मेरी ऊँटनी को छोड़ दो, ये आज खुदा ताला की तरफ से मामूर है, जो इसको हुक्म होगा यही समझो कि जहाँ अल्लाह ताला चाहेगा वहाँ ये बैठ जाएगी, ये वहीं खड़ी होगी जहाँ खुदा ताला का मंशा होगा। आखिर मदीने के एक सिरे पर बनु नजार के यतीमों की एक ज़मीन के पास जाकर ऊँटनी ठहर गई। आपने फरमाया खुदा ताला की यही मंशा मालूम होता है कि हम यहाँ ठहरें। फिर फरमाया ये ज़मीन किसकी है? ज़मीन कुछ यतीमों की थी। उनका वली आगे बढ़ा और उसने कहा कि या रसूलल्लाह, ये फ़लाँ फ़लाँ यतीम की ज़मीन है और आपकी खिदमत के लिए हाज़िर है। आपने फरमाया कि हम किसी का माल मुफ्त नहीं ले सकते। आखिर उसकी कीमत मुकर्रर की गई और आपने इस जगह पर मस्जिद और अपने मकानात बनाने का फ़ैसला किया।
Following the Friday sermon, Huzoor Anwar, may Allah be his helper, issued a statement condemning the recent horrific terror attacks in New Zealand. On behalf of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community worldwide, I express my deepest sympathies and condolences to all those affected by the barbaric terrorist attack that has taken place in Christchurch. Such heinous and utterly inhumane attacks must be condemned in the strongest possible terms. It is a grave tragedy that dozens of innocent Muslims have lost their lives whilst joining together for worship. All people, no matter their faith or belief, have the right to worship peacefully. This tragic event should serve as a lesson and warning to other countries of the developed world that we must join together to tackle all forms of racial, ethnic, and religious hatred with wisdom and with a firm hand. Our heartfelt prayers are with the victims of these attacks and all those who have been affected. May the perpetrators of this evil act be promptly brought to justice.